And you're welcome to the program. I'm Charles Aite. Now, government is expected to hold a crunch meeting with unionized transport operators tomorrow over moves to increase transport fares. George Riafi has been following up on this development and has the rest of the story.
Joy Business understands that this emergency meeting led by the Transport Ministry is part of attempts to prevent these transport operators from going ahead to announce their own fares without government's blessings. We are learning that the Ghana Private Road Transport Union had last week taken a decision to increase fares from today without government's approval. However, it appears this notice from the Transport Ministry about this meeting forced them to freeze this plan. This was based on government inaction or proposals to remove some taxes on petroleum products. GPRT is said to be going into this meeting with an entrenched position, and there's a likelihood that they will come out taking some decisions not in favor of government. It has always been the practice in the past to first notify the Transport Ministry about the need to increase fares. A meeting is carried out to consider the proposals, and government finally approves or agrees to levels seems to be fairly good looking at the current economic conditions. In this case, the Transport Ministry is acting as a regulator. Other groups expected to be in this meeting includes the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council and concerns transport operators. Adjusting fares this week, which is likely could go a long way to increase the cost of living in the country in the coming weeks.
And we shall see how the meeting goes to give you updates as and when we do have them. But away from that, government could turn to the Bank of Ghana for financing if it fails to enter the international capital market next year to issue a Eurobond. That's the assertion by international research institution Red Intelligence. Charles Nixon-Yeboah has more in this report.
This is coming despite the governor of the Bank of Ghana ruling out providing more loans to the government to help narrow the budget shortfall, saying it will put exchange rate stability at risk. During the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Bank of Ghana lent 10 billion cedis to government to mitigate the impact of the coronavirus pandemic on the economy. But Red Intelligence says the lack of Eurobond finances raises the questions of which other funding sources are available for the government to finance the budget deficit and upcoming debt maturities. The government has frequently turned to the Bank of Ghana for funding when sufficient funds have not been available from other creditors, most notably in August to December last year. The central bank has stated in September that it had an understanding with the Ministry of Finance that a third of $1 billion special drawing right from the International Monetary Fund is on loan to the government. To this end, Red Intelligence said the governor had directed the central bank's research department to make the necessary adjustment and not to classify that type of financing as central bank funding because of the source of financing. Meanwhile, foreign investors in both Ghana's Eurobonds and its local currency debt would keep a close eye on how the government manages the funding squeeze during the final quarter of this year.
Let's now venture into the aviation space because the first technical committee under the Banjul Accord Group Accident Investigation Agency is currently in Ghana to assess, review and adapt the draft agenda for aviation safety in West Africa. Commissioner General of the Aircraft Investigation Bureau for Ghana, Akwesi A. Prempe, has been speaking at the meeting. He says regulations to investigate aircraft incidents in Ghana are strictly being complied with.
The AIB Ghana, although young, is properly supported by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, the Ministry of Transport, and the two aviation agencies, that is Ghana Civil Aviation Authority and the Ghana Airports Company Limited. Indeed, I must say that Ghana AIB, agreeably autonomous, is the baby of His Excellency the President as part of his vision to set up such a safety institution under the Ghana's aviation sector. Within the year, the achievement of the AIB in Ghana is substantial and visible to all. Some investigations have been done, procedures, policy, administrative manuals have been developed and are operational, with the necessary structures and infrastructures being established. The support of the government and the Honorable Minister of Transport stand commendable. I must not end my address without appreciating the support of Bagaya for the AIB Ghana and personal advice that I received from fellow commissioners here.
Well, meanwhile, the Deputy Transport Minister, Frederick Obin-Edum, stressed the government resolve to make Ghana a safe aviation hub in the SAP region.
We have endeavored to establish the necessary institutions and continue to build capacity to ensure compliance with regional and international standards. One of such institutions is the Aircraft Incident and Accident Investigation and Preventive Bureau, AIB Ghana. The AIB's mandate is to investigate, prevent, regulate, and oversee the management of aircraft accidents that occur in Ghana and the Accra Flight Information Region in accordance with ICAO standards and recommended practices, as well as bagage agreement within member states. The law also permits AIB Ghana to enter into agreement with relevant institutions and states in relation to matters of aircraft accidents and incident investigation.
Well, let's now hear from the Commissioner of the Banjul Accord Group Accident Investigation Agency, Charles Erikefe Ehue, who has lauded Ghana for being a safe aviation space. He's also been speaking to Joy Business on the state of some $1.5 million flight data program to aid information sharing among West African aviation hubs.
I see Ghana as determined. What I mean determined is that during the pandemic, we're able to work assiduously to see that they have their act, they have all their regulations in place, and AIB Ghana was established. AIB Ghana was able to have their facilities, some of the facility that we're able to warehouse their people. So I see that determination and that willingness to be able to strive for, and I've been able to put so many things in place because I've been able to link them up with AIB Nigeria, and they've been able to go there to see for themselves what Bagaya has been telling them on how to go about investigation. Yeah.
Talk to us about the $1.5 million, flight data that, is involved.
No, that flight data capability is to enhance the member state. AIB Nigeria has a well-established facility for accident investigation, recorders and flight data recorders and readout. So now, what that is all about is that you're going to enhance this member state. Instead of having that big flight laboratory, they'll be able to have a miniature in their own countries. So in case there's an accident or an incident, and they'll be able to have institute. When I mean institute, if you have a serious incident that the aircraft is not damaged, so you can be able to the airline be able to download some of these recorders, but they will not be able to analyze it. So this flight data capability, we give them the software, we give them the workstation, we give them the laptop to be able to do that.
Well, we'll still stay with aviation matters because even as international flights resume, there are concerns over the cost of flight tickets. Mario Kaluvita is the Safety Investigation Section Manager for the European Union Aviation Safety Agency. He tells Joy Business the EU-Africa Aviation Safety Agreement aims to deal with this issue.
It's a process that is happening anyhow, and we have been seeing this in Europe already since the 90s. So I'm sure that it will go further also in this part of the world, but definitely is needed. So. The free market, we have a clear experience that is already going into this direction. But if there is a need to further assist, we will put in place also some or support. What I can say is that the other extremely important element of
Away from aviation to the CIMG Awards, the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana is calling for a review of education policies regarding entry requirements for professional training in Ghana without lowering standards and compromising on quality. It also wants Ghana to open its doors to training more professionals with the aim of positioning the country as a supplier of professional services to the larger African market of about 1.2 billion people. This, it believes, will help the country benefit immensely immensely from the Continental Free Trade Area. The president of the CIMG, Dr. Daniel Kasati, disclosed this among other issues at the 32nd Annual National Marketing Performance Awards, of which we have more in this report.
Entrepreneurship and marketing are key factors to economic growth as they contribute to high level of creativity and innovation. President of the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, Dr. Daniel Kasati, believes that incorporating them in educational curriculum will breed brilliant minds among the youth.
If we are determined to take advantage of after, then instilling marketing and entrepreneurship and the future generations from the classroom is the way to go. This means
high level of creativity and innovation. President of the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, Dr. Daniel Kasati, believes that incorporating them in educational curriculum will breed brilliant minds among the youth.
if we are determined to take advantage of after, then instilling marketing and entrepreneurial mindset in our youth and the future generations from the classroom is the way to go. This means recalibrating the educational curriculum with marketing and entrepreneurship weaved into it. We can deploy this strategy at the senior high school level and at the tertiary level as a must-take course for everybody studying in our universities.
Dr. Kasati also called on fellow marketers to use their expertise in international marketing to help grow businesses beyond the borders of Ghana.
There is a compelling case for us to consider international trade within Africa as an incentive to increase our production capacities in order to bring down unit cost of production and riding on the back of after to reach larger markets. This also goes to all other businesses gathered here tonight. If you are not winning awards, same goes for you. Fortunately, there are many professionally qualified marketers here in Ghana with the requisite skill and know-how of international marketing who can help us achieve this quite easily.
Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Mary Chinri Hesse, reiterated the importance of adopting digitization in business operations.
As the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has spent this whole week schooling us on the importance of digitization, I think the message is clear. We have to get on that bandwagon or perish. It has become an essential facilitator in building and maintaining positive relationships with target groups. Outside of the traditional distribution channels, it is evident that the proliferation of new media opens up many more opportunities.
The Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana holds the Marketing Performance Awards annually to reward industry players influencing and shaping the future of businesses. This year's award ceremony was themed Repositioning Ghana to Leverage After for Economic Development.
And you're still watching The Marketplace. Well, Ghana will join over 200 countries to celebrate the 13th Global Entrepreneurship Week, slated for November 8 to 14 this week. Global Entrepreneurship Week is a massive campaign to celebrate and empower entrepreneurs in every country and community around the world, especially those individuals who face structural barriers or may have never considered the idea of launching their own startup. But what are the key challenges faced entrepreneurs as we speak? We connect with the Chief Executive of the Chamber of Entrepreneurs, Sheriff Gali, for more. Sheriff, we're grateful that you could join us. Outline for us, because you are at the forefront of ensuring the profitability and scale-up of entrepreneurs in Ghana. Help us understand the key challenges that are impeding their growth currently.
All right. Thank you very much. Can you hear me, Charles?
You're loud and clear.
Loud enough? All right, so thank you very much, Charles. Initially, I had issues with my internet, but I think I'm okay now. Yeah, so Charles, with respect to your question, Ghana, in as much as we'll be celebrating entrepreneurs or entrepreneurship, we are not exempted from some of the challenges that entrepreneurs face. We can count a number of them. However, we are striving in our own small way to see how we can support entrepreneurship in Ghana. One of the major challenges that entrepreneurs face in Ghana is access to affordable capital or financing. We keep on saying this, it's still happening. A lot of SMEs or entrepreneurs can't be able to access financing at all. Even if they are able to access it, it's a very high rate. You are borrowing maybe at the rate of 23 to 30 something, which as compared to other countries, you would see that is not favorable for us, though we are always pushing for entrepreneurship. The other one is lack of technical support for entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs in Ghana. A lot of entrepreneurs in Ghana do not have access to technical support. Technical support here, I'm talking about having access to a pool of expertise like accountants, like auditors, like legal persons that will advise entrepreneurs. We do not have it. And most of Ghanaian SMEs or entrepreneurs don't have the muscles or the financial capacity to hire external people to give them this technical support. Here, maybe government should be thinking of coming in. How do we bring together the pool of experts we have? Some of them are on entrepreneurs can get to this experts to seek their technical support, be it legally, be it, what do you call it, any support that will have to do with technical, auditing, accounting, and so on. And then one other thing is unfavorable public policies. It's been something that we've been talking about day in and day out. Our policies are not favorable at all for entrepreneurship. We are pushing for us to start business or for us to create more entrepreneurs in our economy, but then we have a lot of unfavorable public policies. Charles, it will interest you to know that if you are an entrepreneur and you want to go and even legalize your business, registration alone is a big hurdle. If you are able to go through registration and you want to have your product or whatever you are doing satisfied, it is also a problem with FDA, with Ghana Standard Authority. And even if you want to abide by rules and regulations to be able to pay, let's say, your taxes, it's not easy. You walk into GRA and they are already asking you to even pay 500 cedis before you will be able to get whatever you want to do so you can start paying your tax. So, Charles, these are some of the things that entrepreneurs face, especially in Ghana. And then we are talking about taxes, high taxes, and also for unfavorable.
Indeed. Sheriff Gale, we're grateful that you could join us with your thoughts on the state of entrepreneurship in Ghana. The internet connection wasn't so favorable, but of course we catch your drift regarding the key issues that government needs addressing, matters of taxation, matters of capacity building, and unfavorable policy frameworks. But we'll still stay on entrepreneurship, especially when we're marking this entire week for entrepreneurs, because about 70 SMEs in the Ashanti region have been trained on new trends in digital marketing. The one-day training workshop was organized by Access Bank Ghana and had technical support from Open Labs and Joy Business as partners. Head of Business Banking at Access Bank, Jones Damoy, says much workshops of this nature are relevant to the growth of the SME sector. Prince Apia has more in this report.
Digital space has become the go-to for many SMEs to reach bigger markets. But some, especially those operating in the informal space, yet to grasp the opportunity. Jones Damo is head of business banking at Access Bank.
The business of SME contributes more than 70% to the growth of the economy of Ghana. So we decided that during this COVID pandemic, where SMEs were hit hard, we had to step in to support the SMEs. And we came up with innovative ideas. The first was to hold an SME clinic to teach them how to scale up the business in the midst of COVID. We relied in to support the SMEs, and we came up with innovative ideas. The first was to hold an SME clinic to teach them how to scale up the business in the midst of COVID. We realized that during this COVID era, people were doing things differently. People were only focusing on essentials. But we cannot let the economies of, or the businesses of these SMEs collapse. So one of the things we taught them was how to promote your business, how to advertise yourself online, how to market your product, how to even change the content from the hard sell to soft, relevant issues whereby people will see the need to buy your product instead of just telling them that I have A, B, C, D.
Mr. Damo believes this is important to encourage SMEs and startups to expand appropriately. Officials of Access Bank and Open Labs took the participants through how to maximize the various social media platforms to advertise and market their services and products. Paniela Mankwa is Kumasi Campus Manager for Open Labs.
We are moving on to online banking, online sales and stuff, so we needed to teach our SMEs here that there are certain tools that are even for free, people are not aware of, that will help promote your products and services. Now the youth spend most of their time online, so if your target audience is the youth, it really works. But when you have a local entrepreneur where you are selling stuff towards the locals, then you have to figure out how to reach out to them. So online marketing works.
The participants were put in groups to have a feel of a hands-on experience how some of these platforms can be used to attract new customers.
Miko esremina koye programs, miko training crofo, batik tie soap making, miko bolga wa tumu na minim phone mo a ekwa echire biasa. So to me chire ma den ma meti ase se. Miko me phone so metimi ayewe, Nti no de o mo achire no me hu se ebe ma medjuma no asa akọ nenim because me pay more customers.
I've learned how you can manage your business, how you can keep your records, everything, and then the paperwork you can misplace any of your papers. But what I've learned here, you can easily have your records on the computer or on the internet, and then it is safe.
Officials of Access Bank say such workshops will continue across the country to empower the SME subsector. Prince Apia reporting.
Now, the Bensu oil palm plantation has come up for a strong commendation at the ongoing UN Climate Change Conference in Glasgow. How managers of the plantation have respected and handled affairs of the community in and around the oil plantation is what has caught the eyes of the world. At an event to assess the impact of implementation of the Marrakesh Declaration 5 years on, the UK's Foreign Secretary Special Representative for Climate Change, Nick Bridge, says the world needs to emulate what the Bensu oil palm plantation is doing in Ghana.
The UK was honoured to support this work from the beginning, from Marrakesh, all the way through the implementation of the last 5 years. 3 ways that we've seen progress. We've seen legislation to support sustainable palm oil development. We've seen guidelines that ensure the rights of indigenous and local communities are respected. And third, we've been developing, as Minister Millie Cooper said, the business models that mean that we are truly supporting smallholder livelihoods as well as supporting the natural environment. It's the same thing. The Benso oil palm plantation in Ghana is a very good example of the smallholder-based approach. And I think we can learn from that and from many other examples and replicate now. It feels like we're talking about replication and scaling. This demonstrated how we expand palm oil production, but we do it in a sensitive way that protects the forestry, protects the landscape. It's commercially viable, but it's socially responsible, and it's environmentally sustainable.
And of course, the Marrakesh Declaration sends an important signal that some African countries, representing over 66% of Africa's tropical forests, are open for business, but will only welcome oil palm investors that comply with the principles of sustainability, transparency, and the protection of human rights set out in the declaration. The Lands and Forestry Minister, Samuel Abujinapo, who was the main speaker at the event, said it is time the world recognized the significant role farmers play in those oil palm plantations and, of course, pay them what is due, their sweat.
With over 4 million hectares of oil palm plantation in APOA partner countries, the contribution of palm oil to our national economies cannot be underestimated. We must, however, develop this industry in a way that does not compromise our rich tropical forests and supports the lives and livelihoods of the farmers and all those who depend on them. Ladies and gentlemen, while we engage in this stock-taking, let us be reminded of the time-tested truth, which is that to make progress, we must pay attention to smallholder farmers. We must pay attention to their inputs. We must pay attention to their livelihoods, and we must bring them around the table. For example, the cocoa farmer in Tepa, in the Ashanti region of my country, Ghana, smallholder oil palm farmers, a million others across the world will continue to be the bedrock for the success of our noble efforts arising from the Marrakesh Declaration.
And on that good news, we end this edition of The Marketplace. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com, where you can get yourself updated on development in business, politics, sports, and entertainment. I'm Charles Ayetim. Many thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs.